Today we are going to talk about equations and inequalities. So if you have these notes available and you can follow along with me, that would be great. If you don't have a paper copy of them, you can always take screenshots as we go so that you have this to refer back to quick and easy. You can also always find a copy of these notes on Schoology. Okay, so we have a few options here today. All right, let's get going. So an equation is a mathematical sentence that contains an equal sign. You can hear the word equal in equation. When things are equal, that just means that they have the same value. So here I have an example of an equation. Okay, 2 plus 8 plus 5 has a value of 15, and 25 minus 10 also has a value of 15. So both sides of that equal sign have the same value, which means it is a true equation. Okay? An equation must have an equal sign. All right, here we have a statement. 20 is 3 more than a number. If you remember a while back when we were talking about expressions, we would take a statement like this with words and then translate it into an expression. So we're going to translate this statement into an equation, okay? 20 is 3 more than a number. So more than tells me that I'm going to add. So I have 3 more than a number. So I'm just going to use n because we don't know what that number is right now. We're just going to have a variable there. And then I'm saying 20 is. So is would be the symbol for the equal sign, or the clue, I should say, for that equal sign. 20 is 3 more than a number. Okay, those are equations because they use that equal sign. You guys did a Buzz Math assignment last week, and you were finding the value of that variable now. We call that the solution to the equation whenever you find the value of that. So if 20 is 3 more than a number, this number must be 17, because we know that 3 plus 17 is equal to 20. Okay, so we could say that we just solved that equation because we found the solution. All right, next up, we're going to talk about inequalities. So again, this is kind of just how it sounds. Inequality, in means not, so these are not equal. An inequality is going to use one of 4 different symbols. Okay, one of those symbols is less than. You guys have already used that symbol, and also greater than. Okay, remember you may have referred to those as alligator mouths. And then we have a new symbol, less than or equal to, which is simply the less than sign with a line under it. So kind of a combination of less than and equal. And then greater than or equal would be the same. Greater than symbol with the equal sign under it. Okay, inequalities are a little bit different from an equation. Up here in our equation, we had one solution. We knew that n was equal to 17, and that was it. That was the only solution for n in our equation. But in inequalities, we're going to have many solutions. Okay, let's see what that's going to look like. So down here, if we say a number is -2 or less, that means our number could be less than or equal to -2. Okay, it could be -2 or any number less than that. So if we're looking at our number line, -2 is right here, and we know that numbers less than -2 are going to be to the left of that on the number line. So in this in this inequality, n could be -2, it could be -3, it could be -4 or -5, it could be -20 or -100, because all of those numbers are less than -2. And because it said -2 or less, -2 itself is also a solution to that inequality. Okay, so many solutions like this one are actually going to have an infinite number of solutions because there are an infinite amount of numbers that are less than -2. Okay, less than or equal to -2. Let's take a look at another one here. I'm going to move on. Gage spent more than $50 more than $50. So we could say, I'm going to use G for Gage. He spent more than 50. So Gage, the amount he spent was greater than $50. So he could have spent like $55. He could have spent $75. He could have spent $100. We don't know exactly what it was, but we just know that it was more than 50. Okay, could we say that Gage spent exactly $50? No, that wouldn't be true. He spent more than 50, so it has to be a number greater than 50. So maybe like $51. Okay, and then our last example, Gage spent $50 or more. So very similar to what we just did, but now this time we would use the greater than or equal symbol because of the way that it's worded. It said Gage spent $50 or more. So he could have spent exactly 50 or anything more than that. Do you see the difference between this statement and this statement? If not, why don't you rewatch that part of the video? Okay, remember you can always pause, rewind, rewatch these as many times as you need to. All right, you guys are going to go practice some inequalities. Good luck!